Hello, everybody. Oh, it's a bit loud there. My apologies. Either welcome, either welcome or welcome back to the show. You're looking really well. You've been running, been working out. You look good, man. Keep it up. Hope everyone's doing well. Your mother, your brother, your sister. Hope everyone's doing good, man. Anyway, yesterday I was in the middle of a 7-hour shift, a long 7-hour shift, and I was thinking about, what was I going to discuss in today's episode? I just really didn't know. I had a few loose ideas and stuff, concepts, particularly on creativity. I knew I wanted to talk about creativity, basically, but I didn't really know how to pull. I didn't have a narrative. I didn't know how to pull these ideas together, and I was just like, man, I can't think of any there was no concrete main point, basically, and I was like, I don't have a main point, I don't have a narrative, a through line. What am I going to do? Maybe I just shouldn't do it. Maybe I should just scrap it, not try. And then, light bulb moment, in that exact split second where I thought that, I was like, oh wait, that's what I'll make the video about. Just do it! Ooh, he comes with sound effects this time around. Ooh. Yeah. If it was 2015, 10 years ago, they would have found that stuff just do it so funny. But yeah. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Okay. I promise I'll stop. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to talk about, was the idea of just doing it. And as cliche as that is, clearly, we've all heard it before. Just do it! Sorry. We've all heard it before, but it's important, I think, to remember that, because there are lots of things in your own head that can sort of get in the way of, just do it, of just doing it. For example, perfectionism. Point 1 of today's seminar. Perfectionism. Why can that get in the way? Why does perfectionism getting in the way of, just do it? Why does it get in the way of that? Well, I don't know if you heard that, but there was a bit of road rage going on down there. Sorry. I'm in the middle of mixing right now. Sorry, that's a lock in there. Why is perfectionism a bad thing? Well, or why does it stop you from, just do it? Why does it stop you from doing that? Well, I heard a quote the other day that I'm absolutely going to butcher, and I can't attribute to anyone because I heard it on TikTok, and most shit from there just goes in one ear out the other. But it was something like, the difference between an artist who's a perfectionist and the artist who's not is that the artist who is not a perfectionist has art in the world that exists, because the perfectionist artist basically didn't let go of trying to make everything right in his or her art, and therefore it never came out. And I think that sort of was pretty applicable to me in making this, because I was on a 7-hour shift and I was like, yeah man, I know I'm going to be super tired tomorrow, really not feeling good, I'll probably be really bummy, kind of bags under my eyes, things like that. I'll be a bit tired, and I've also got work in about an hour as well now, so it's like, am I even going to have time to do it? I won't be in my best, And then I was like, you know what? I should let go of that, and I've got to start, because otherwise that thing I want to make, this video, won't be out in the world, right? And that kind of that kind of moves on to my second point, because it's like, why are we afraid to be excuse me, why are we afraid to be imperfect, right? Why is that something that we're afraid of? And I mean, that's a good question, because the truth is, I'm not sure anybody is perfect. I don't think I'm in a position to make that call. And so we're afraid of imperfection because we're not giving in our heads, we're not showing out the best thing that like the best version of the best version of ourselves that we could possibly show. Oh shit. Hang on a sec, I gotta lock in again. Oh no. Whoops. Speaking of imperfection, you're witnessing it right here. You're witnessing it. Very real. Very real. Here we go. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're afraid of being imperfect because we're not showing the people, or the world I suppose, the best version of ourselves, as you can see. But you know what? Perfection only exists in your own mind. Like, it's something that you create for yourself. No one really has like an assumption of you and what you can do. And if they do, you know what? That's on them. To be honest with you, that is totally on them. And yeah, the fear of imperfection is what perfectionism is in a lot of ways. And I think fear overall is like a big thing that stops you from, Just do it! That is a thing. I promise I'd stop, but I won't. Just do it! I don't know what that was. Just forget I said anything. Forget I did that. That was just a figment of your imagination. No, fear is fear is a real thing that stops me from doing things. The main thing, to be honest with you. And another thing, I think if you're looking at fear of not being perfect, the same thing but kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum almost is fear of failure. Because where you don't want to show someone being not your best, you also don't want to show someone, you being your worst, really. That's quite a scary thing to do. Fear of failure is also something that I've really had to overcome. For example, in the context of this, the first episode I did of this, the last episode, which not many people watched, and honestly, thank God, because it's not very good. But I would consider that a failure, and then this time around, I was like, maybe I don't do it again, because what if I fail? What if I fuck it up? What if it's not the way I want it to be? Hold on. Let me lock in one more time. For the one time, let me lock in. That was okay. Probably not the best, but that's what we're talking about today, isn't it? Failure, imperfection, things of that nature. I was so afraid I'd fail at this. In fact, actually, this is the second time I've had to record this because, you know what? I failed the first time. It was not very good. But failure's a part of life, and that's okay. That's okay, because, if we wind the clock back to yesterday, where I'm truly afraid of failure, I'm truly afraid of even starting because of failure, I wouldn't be doing this now, because I wouldn't have had the opportunity to try and film this once, got a few things wrong, and have to come back and try again. Failure's a part of life, and you just got to keep trying. Failure, literally I'm saying the most cliche things, but it's things that, even though they're cliche and obvious, I constantly have to remind myself they are constantly remind myself that like failure is part of life and it's okay to fail. Like, you know, today I failed to get out of bed early in the morning. Okay, I failed at doing that. I didn't get out of bed early. Does that mean I can never get out of bed early ever again for the rest of my life? No. I've just got to keep trying, you know? And that's really what the fear of failure, or at least it's harder to overcome. It's like not, you know, it's not as simple as just like, oh yeah, don't be afraid of failure. That's fucking, you know, easier said than done, eh? But like, that's just what, hold on, I'm gonna have to lock in again. Whoa, 2 times lock in, that's crazy. Okay, we're all good. Where was I? Yeah, it's easier said than done to sort of get over the fear of failure. But the beauty of failure is that you learn. That's what I said. That's what one of the notes I wrote down. Sorry. I'm locking in more than I'm talking. I hope you like these tunes. They'll be out on SoundCloud. I made them all. They'll all be out on SoundCloud hopefully in the next couple of days. I've just got to level them. But yeah, I hope you like them. Anyway, yeah. Failure is the beauty of failure is that you learn, and you just kind of have to. That's something you just got to keep on your mind, and hopefully that means you can face the fear of failure just a little bit better, just that little bit better. But the last and most significant thing when it comes to failure is failure of exposure and vulnerability. Something that was the thing that was much sort of a fear that it appeared later on in the process. Like even after I'd started preparing to do this, like I'd got all the songs ready, I'd practiced the mix a few times, which you can't tell, but you know, whatever. That was something I even had to like really still face, because I was like, you know what, like maybe I don't want to start, because I'm talking about fear, and you know, just do it. And these are things I've been struggling with for a little bit now. Like, it's not like a simple thing. And I'm scared to put myself out there. I'm scared to, you know, show my poor DJing skills and podcasting skills at the same time while making jokes about Shia LaBeouf. That's quite like you know, is that how I want to be perceived? Because that's essentially what the fear of exposure and vulnerability of your vulnerability is. You're afraid of being seen by the rest of the world. Like, when you open up yourself to the world through your art, the way that people judge your art and what you create can reflect back on you, and that's scary. Facing all the fears is scary, but that honestly probably is that's like the mothership, you know, because it's like, to a certain extent, what people think of your art, you can internalize that as that, or you can internalize that criticism of them being critical of you as like a person, as a human being, and it's not always like that. And sometimes when people are hating and critical, they're just, you know, expressing their own insecurity, something they see in you that they see in themselves. I mean, not always. Sometimes criticism is valid. Like, I can listen to a Kanye West album now and be like, yeah, this guy, like, it's not a good person. You know, love your early work and mid-work, Kanye, but, you know, you've lost the plot a bit, respectfully. And I don't want to rub it in too much. but it is true. And yeah, that this really this fear of being imperfect, being a failure, and being exposed really almost stopped me from making this video and coming back and making videos at all, because I haven't made one in like over 2 months now, I think. I kept in my own mind putting things in the way. I was like, no, I can't. Okay, well, if I might fuck it up, then I've got to do better at this, and then do this, and then, it's literally simple. It's literally just do it. I can't keep pressing that button, but this is the point I'm trying to make. Like, this video, it's imperfect. It's not failure, but it's imperfect, and I'm putting myself out there. I'm being vulnerable. I'm being exposed to the world, and if I'd never started, I wouldn't develop. I wouldn't know anything. Like, it's hard to really put into words, but it's like, if I let that failure stop me, then I wouldn't have achieved anything. I would have and not that you have to achieve things all the time, but like, I wanted to make this. I knew I had a desire to make this video. I had a desire to make this kind of format of video. And if I was just still hung up on my fears, I wouldn't be able to do it. And it took a lot for me to get here, because I kind of didn't feel very good about myself, and thus the fear of being exposed and vulnerable was so much worse. And I didn't feel good about myself because I wasn't making anything. I wasn't putting anything out, So that's really what I wanted to talk about. Is like, why don't you just do it? The reason that you don't just do it is because you're afraid. And honestly, it's okay. Because these things are scary. Putting yourself out there is scary. Failing, that's scary. Being imperfect, that's scary. Fear is not just a song by Kendrick Lamar. Excuse me. It's something you have to think about all the time. And yeah, I guess that's it really. I guess that's the end of the video. It's just like, yeah, I was afraid. What's the point? The point is just, just do it. And yeah, I know, we've all heard that before. I've heard that before. This is not like an original. The topic isn't like that original really. But I guess that's what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, sure, that's something that we hear repeated over and over again. Oh, just do it. But I think the people who say that don't necessarily, oh no, we're out of song. We ran out of song, mate. We ran out of runway. Let's put something else on. Fuck it. Back to the first one. Why not? People who say, just do it. Man like Shia LaBeouf, he as much as that video is like got a decent message, it doesn't really draw attention to the fear. He's just yapping about, don't let your dreams be dreams. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yeah, but why do people not just do it? It's because they're afraid of the things I said before. And accepting that's hard. Even now, it's like, I'm thinking, oh, am I even going to put this video out? Even now, I'm afraid right now. But if I don't put this video out, let's say, if I don't export, color grade, send to YouTube, if I don't do that, then sure, I learned things during this process. But like, am I just going to keep on trying to make this video until I get it perfect? Because I'll be here forever. This is my second attempt, and it's still taking me like a good 20 minutes. How long is it gonna? I'll be here forever. I'll be here forever trying. So you just got to do it. You got to try. Just do it. Like you said, And yeah, that's it really. As I also said, these songs will be out on SoundCloud in the next few days. I hope you like this video. Even now I know, like, it was kind of all over the place. There were things I wanted to say that I didn't say. You know, I've got a little book here. I didn't touch every subject I wanted to touch, but you know what? It's alright. The only person who had an expectation for this video was me. Did I meet it all the way? No. Is that okay? Yeah, sure. I'll just put this out, and I'll try better next time. I'll have a more concise script. I'll practice the mix a few more times. I'll go to the bathroom before I start recording this because I really need a pee right now. Sorry if that's TMI, but it's the truth. That's why I'm swaying a lot, doing a bit of this. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for sticking with me. Got to get back to the 7-hour shift now. The last 7-hour shift as well. Very, very Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje. If anyone gets that reference, and I was Tony Ferguson in that analogy. If you get that reference, you're a real one. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. Don't be afraid.
Just do it!
See ya.